Hello everyone, the Joe Gamer here, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Now, I actually exited the game because I thought I was going to be done for the day. But I decided, I'm invested, let's go and record a bit more. So I opened up the game again, and he came up off screen. As I turned off the music so I could listen to a bit of the first one to make sure that audio balance is fine. Actually decrease this one and increase my voice a bit, so hopefully it'll be fine. I might peak a bit, but it should be fine. Okay, gateway effect. Gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and grey plaster, assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. What if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to go stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards my main building of Yamaku Academy. I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with a brisk pace. I'm alone as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. Doesn't feel like the kinds of ground a school would have. More like a park with a clean walkway going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass. And all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. Makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life, you have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings gleam behind the leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my mind, it doesn't feel like one. What if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled? Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kinda eerie. Makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. Makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. That's why I am feeling so anxious despite all this greenery. Wait. Can I go back? Is there a way for me to go back? Text history. Is this true? Do they paint... It makes me think about how they say they paint the operating rooms green because green's a... Is that true? I love how you can just get an image. Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprised myself for realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back. Even if I had no life I could have returned to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous, and with the realization set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with a bad posture noticed me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be Niki Nakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy. He looks at his watch. The head nurse asks for your brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon's probably fine. We should get around and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow not knowing what's waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost missed what the teacher is saying. Do you want me to introduce you to the class? Why? Why? Do I have to? Of course not. That's why I asked. Right. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest and it keeps me thinking about my condition. So I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked by a classroom of class 3-3. Muto opens the door and enters. Oh, Jesus! What's with that painting? Hold on. Auto mode options. I don't have anything to zoom in on that. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. Hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip! This is a big step, I know that, but there isn't any point in worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. 1, 2, 3, 4. What happened to her? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Follow the teacher in the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high and there's a lot of space left over around it in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by the blackboards and the high, old-fashioned windows will make it seem larger. Student desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stopped walking in front of the classroom and faced the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? They probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I noticed that one of the girls seemed to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. We also have more. Let's see, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Guessing that's me, so I'm 17. Or 18, depending if there's one more back to the right. 18. I'm 18. Oh, she looks blind, maybe? Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking to you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that's pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if it'll make her invisible. There is one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Hold on, if I do this... I can't move. Damn. That'd actually be cool if I could, like, take control of that. So I can, like, move it to the left and right. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is the cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please welcome our newest classmate. Claps his hands and so does everyone else, except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it in by bowing and thanks for the applause I did not deserve. After the applause, there's a brief silence that nobody seems to want to be responsible for breaking. The teacher soon realizes he should probably say something. He opens up some unintentional noise, shuts up as he loses momentum, and then starts introducing me. Nobody seems to be too interested. Maybe I should have said yes to the self-introduction thing. Probably realizing he doesn't know anything about me, he just ends up saying my name wrong again, and he asked me to write on the blackboard. I do that and turn back to face the class, feeling awkward. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. First row girl claps on this round with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. Makes me feel a little bad. We're going to do some group work today, so I'll give you the chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamaichi. She's a class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passed out the day's assignments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. Hits me that I don't know who is Hakamichi. Slow! The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh, right. Hakamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi. As she calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Yeah, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi. She-chan? Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she's been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. Ah. She has short yet carefully neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She merely looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Takamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. So after one of the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people, and who's better to explain things to you?" I can see you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would think I was Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, right? Aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have been standing there for no reason, right? Right? Misha looks at me with a real expression, then continues. We don't know much about him, but maybe we'll find out later. Maybe I should introduce myself after all. Anything would have given a better first impression than the teacher's drone and fumbling with my name. We knew that there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today. So soon, Hee-chan, right? Hee-chan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. You look just like I imagined. You look just like Hee-chan. I wonder why everyone else thinks so. Takamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems to be a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. Or talk to you to talk to her. You're literally the only reason we can communicate right now. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with her hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class today. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about wherever you're going before you go there, not just with school either. Anyways, even if it's a trip to the convenience store... Yes! Yes! Oh, this is the reason why I'm going. Okay, has anyone looked up Lily Goes to the Convenience Store? Not do it, watch it, it's great, and that's the reason, part of the reason why I'm doing this. Because I just love that after I remember these characters. Because I did watch someone do I haven't seen the whole thing, but I remember someone doing a let's play of this, similar to what I'm doing. And then Lily Goes to the Convenience Store was what reminded me of this and made me want to do this. As I remember, that was good. I remember this being great. They have great characters. It's an interesting story. And yeah, so that's the reason why I'm doing this. All because of a video called Lily Goes to the Convenience Store. If it wasn't for that video, this would not be happening. And I find that hilarious. Really, Shi-chan? Learn about where you go? I guess I didn't bother to do that. Or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assly. But anyway. I don't say anything, but Misha signed something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply. Look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people... Bah! I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Alright. Yeah. Oh, and another thing, you don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Takamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate? Yep. Shizune's fine. Oh, okay. That'd be a lot easier for me. I feel a little more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizune, who I assume would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Huh? Oh wait, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should start working now, or Shi-chan will get mad. The assignment's also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of the class. That too! Shizune glows at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day too, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. So we finished it a few minutes earlier than everyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and gullish. Not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. You haven't been in school in 4 months, dude. Dude, Hisao, you haven't been in school in 4 months. You don't know this. Oh, if you do know this, I don't know if you know much about it. The clock tower bells ring, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. And that's also me assuming that they have the same curricula, which they very well may not. Without knowing what else to do, I have followed Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descended even below the lobby where I met Muto, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in the contrast to the class exterior. It's a big windows open in the courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceeded to the line. This is a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. Yeah, that sounds about right. How nice! It's almost like I'm back at the hospital eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I picked something at random and follow Shizune to a table sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indefinitely at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. You don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks is your proper and polite. Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guide, so you should ask if there is something. I wonder. As much as I am curious, I feel like if we go down her path, we'll learn more about that. I'm gonna ask about the library. Oh yeah, is there a library in the school? Lately I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check that out. Misha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby. But then picks up her smile again. What do you mean? Oh no, that's Misha, not Shizune. Oh, I'm sorry, Misha. I like reading. There is. It's the 2nd floor. We can show it to you sometime. Thanks. I turn to the food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret goal stuff or something. Quickly notice a conversation in the sign is not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. The dark-haired girl I noticed before slumped over her desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrieks deeply into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here. Then she was slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they will directly walk past her to their seats and begin to converse. And I just realized that this is taking a bit long. And the next, I should have just stopped at the cafeteria, but I'm gonna have to keep going. The next scene change, I'm gonna have to stop it, so I may not be able to do this by act. I left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students and finally the teacher. Getting to the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how it's done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's a long time I spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Besides me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. We got to hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Wait, the teacher said I had to see the nurse. Where do I go? Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so you have to go outside. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside. The girls pointing at the other senior classrooms and the hallway as ours. When we got outside, the girls make their way into the small building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's already part of the main building. This auxiliary building here. There's a lot of officials and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' office. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you soon. Yeah, thanks. Bye. Whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like this. Playtime, 31 minutes. I walk in, hoping that this really will be okay. It will only be a quick visit like the teacher said. On a white door to the left is a green cross with the text, Head Nurse, and a nameplate. A voice from inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself in further. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Hello there! What can I do for you today? He's young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes I am. It says on the door, no? You can call me by my name or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai? His eyes light up with a revelation and he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai! I was just reading your file this morning! Some kind of chronic erythemia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He just shows me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes? Good, well, you'll probably be briefed about the school enough, so I'll just get this over with quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there's a problem. Famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. He jokes feels so out of place that I left thinking why he even said it. I wonder why, Hisao! It's not like you're in a room for disabled people! You're in a school for disabled people! This is like... dude, do you not have any idea how far disabilities can go? What the hell, man? Yeah, just... that it's really weird to have so many medical people out of school. You'll get used to it. Not sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know. Now, let me just find your file again. I searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of paper around. I let my gaze wandering around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school's nurse office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding us to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. I don't know why I said that aggressively. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similar thick files and opens it. So you already have the medication for erythemia. 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 There we go. Just remember to take your pills early morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Oh, well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that. At least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. Guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport. Just have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Trust me, we do not have the equipment to... Actually, we have a hospital right next to us. Never mind, if you got a heart attack, we might save your life. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There's no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. Slice up the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you some good. We have a physical therapy as such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming? Maybe? There's a pool here, so I was told. You will? Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you'll be told this before. You just need to take care, not to overexert yourself. He wagged his finger to emphasize the point. Not really needed. No need really. I heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. Okay. He goes over my papers once more time. And sits them aside on the desk, obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I ushered out before I even realized it. A quick visit indeed. Okay, I think that's enough. Next time, we're going to continue our journey through. But until then, this is Sonic Digital Gamer. I hope you enjoyed the series so far. I'll see all you guys again next time. See you guys then.